You know what, guys, I'm not one of those guys that's gonna pay a shop to work on my vehicles. No way. I hate shops. Hate them. Con artists, rat thieves. That's what they are. But so that being said, I went to go work on my Kawasaki Ninja last weekend. It's a $13 part. It's a thermostat, but you have to take the entire front end off the bike. Then you have to take the seat off to take the tank off. Then you got to remove the tank. Then you can get to the radiator and the hoses, and it's called an inline thermostat. So you got to take another regulator apart just to get the thermostat. Took me a while.
It's here. It's finally here.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Super Trucker Tim here. Hey, you guys remember the days when you could go into any motor, and if you wanted to change out a thermostat, you just pull back the radiator hose, pull out the thermostat, put the new one in, maybe 2 minutes and you're done? Not anymore. I am working on my wife's 2014 Journey out there, and the thermostat is enclosed inside this entire unit that I have to take off. And you can't just buy the thermostat. No, you now have to buy an entire unit. And it's even worse on this 2007 Kawasaki Ninja that I'm working on right now, guys. In order to get to it, I have to pull off this housing. I have to resurface the connection point so that I can put some gasket sealer in there. Order the thermostat, especially from Japan, and it took almost a month to get here. Now I'm finally ready. Oh, it gets better. Come over here, guys. I'll show you what I have to do. So I have to pull the front end off the motorcycle to get to the radiator here to service that. There's my front end over there. My seat is on the other side of the washer. You got to pull that off to get the tank off. Tank comes off. Then I can get to the hoses in here to replace the thermostat housing. Fun. But I'm going to service the entire thing because I've got it apart. So here we go. Alright, guys, now that we have our two sides clean, we're going to wash it thoroughly with a damp cloth and some soap. Alright, and the hot Florida sun should dry these out in no time. Alright, so take a look at this, guys. This little thermostat, $85 in a local store. I ordered it online from Kawasaki, Japan, directly in Tokyo for $45. It's a little better. So here's your housing. Your thermostat just sits right there in the housing. Make sure the seal is sits in there flush, so that the whole thing will close over it tightly and there's no gap in there. That's what you want. Next, I'm going to take this high heat sealant, gasket sealant, and I'm going to put a dab around the perimeter of the gasket, and then I'm going to close it and put one screw in each end, and that will finish that leg of the journey. Alright, guys, next leg of the journey, you come down through the top here, and there's a bracket on either side. And if you come down from the top, you can see our thermostat housing right here, and it screws in right from the top here. So there's the bottom, there's the top, and our exit hose will come in from this end, and our entrance hose in from right here. Entrance hose, exit hose right here. Alright, next guys, we want to tighten our hose clamps, and we've got one hose clamp right here to tighten, and then we've got another one we're going to move down. Goes on right here. So here's our entrance where the radiator fluid will come in, and there's our thermostat, and here's our exit valve down into the motor. 2 hose clamps. Alright, and lastly guys, there's our electrical right there. Electrical comes in right to the top of the thermostat housing. Alright guys, now we're putting the tank back on, and you've got these grooves right here, and they fit right around these rubber bumpers right into that groove, and you will slide the whole tank forward into those grooves to start with. Right, now that we've got the tank into the grooves, we're going to put a screw here, and we're going to make sure that these tabs and everything are underneath the tank like they should be. This little peg in the hole, and this tab up under the tank at the same time. Now I'm going to need both hands to do that, guys. And of course everybody knows how to get the seat in. That's easy. Tab right there goes in the hole, and then you use your key right here to tighten it down. And you need to get to all your tools and your battery, and your paperwork if you get pulled over. So I'm sure everybody knows how to take the seat off. Alright, and because I drained the radiator, I disconnected the radiator hose, and we're gonna plug that back in. Then we'll bring our clamp down right here and tighten that with a Phillips head. Alright guys, next step. Before I put the front end on, I've got full access to the radiator, so let's fill this radiator with this coolant before we put this front end back on the motorcycle. Here's our radiator, guys, and here's our funnel. Alright, we're not done, guys. Our radiator seems to be topped off here, right guys? We can see the fluid, but now we have to burp it, so we need to run this thing, and in that way kind of work out some of the air that's trapped in the radiator. So let's start it. Alright, not wanting to start, so I'll show you guys a little trick here. Open up your gas tank. And this will help with airflow, and you got a better chance of getting it started. Several minutes, guys, and we're still maintaining a good temperature. Alright, we got a successful change here. Alright, let's get this front end on. Alright guys, so there's a couple of pegs that push in to some holes on the front. Once you get it in there, basically this mirror with this Allen wrench on both sides will hold the front end on while you go around and fasten all the screws. Okay, next guys, we've got these connectors right here, and these are your turn signals. They need to be connected. Alright, moment of truth, guys. Do we have turn signals? Let's check it out. Alright, we got left and we got right. Yeah, buddy. Now let's finish putting these screws in the sides here, and we will wrap this up. Alright guys, that's it. She's wrapped up. She's all done. And the best part is you know how much we gave the garage to fix this bike? Zip Zero Nada. Ninja 250 2007. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks.